Okay, I'm back.
Alrighty, awesome. How's your day going?
It's going well.
Good, good. Glad to hear it. Well, thanks for taking the time to speak with us here today. Really appreciate it. So I know we didn't get to really dive into much detail here last time we had connected there. But looks like I know you have a few active listings here, Charlton, Southborough, Framingham, which is amazing to see. Now, just out of curiosity here, John, it looks like you're a very successful agent, and I know you could be a fantastic partner here. But what have you been doing here, just as of recently, as far as your advertising goes, either online or offline?
Yeah, I'm not doing much by the way of advertising. Most of the business I have is from referrals.
Okay, got it. Very nice. Mostly referrals. All right, very nice. And it looks like you're off to a pretty solid start here for 2021.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm so busy working, I haven't been keeping track.
Yeah, I got you. That's awesome. Now, is it so? It looks like it's yourself, and then you have one other team member that you work with, Marlene.
Yeah, that's my wife. Yep.
Okay, awesome. Very nice. So it's yourself and Marlene. All right, cool. Perfect. So if you give me one moment here, John, I'm going to patch in my account executive here into the conversation so they can dive into further details here.
Okay.
So give me one moment, put you on a very brief hold, and I'll be right back with you, okay?
Yep.
All right, thanks. Hi, John?
Yes.
Still with me?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Sorry about that hold there. I have my account executive, Kyle, on the line. He will be able to give you the rundown here, and hopefully we can form a partnership moving forward. Hope you have a great rest of your day.
Okay.
Hey, John, it's Kyle over here. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm well.
Wonderful to hear. So you have some great active listings already here. Can definitely help double end on some deals. Both you and your wife work together as a team. Is that correct?
Right.
Okay. And do you guys have any agents under you, or is it just the two of you?
We do. We have a couple agents under us.
Okay. If this was something that made sense for your business, for the two of you, is this something that you would primarily be handling, or something that you and your wife would handle together? Just so I can get a better gist of the two of you and how everything works for your agency.
That's to be determined. I don't even know what it is. I have to determine what it is that you're talking about first, then I can decide if I'm going to do it and how.
Yeah, absolutely. And now you're by your computer right now?
Yes.
All right. Would I be able to send you a Zoom link just so I can share my screen to show you the product, how it works, so on and so forth?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. So just looking at your platform here and your profile, is your John at johnmillerrealestate.com going to be a good email address for me to send you over my information right now for my link?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Now, this was something for you to consider. Would you want to look at opportunities in where you have active listings right now, or are there preferred areas in your part of Mass that I can really hone in on to take a look at when we get to that part of this?
Yeah, I mean, basically the town that my office is in and towns around that.
Okay, that's fair enough. Just let me know when you receive that email on your end, just so you can join the Zoom link, and then I'll share my screen with you.
Okay. Oh, I got it now.
Okay. When you do go on, since we're on the phone, no need to join your audio. And I'll share my screen.
Do you hear me now at all?
Yes.
Okay. And you still have me on your phone?
No.
Oh, okay. That's why. Okay.
So when I heard your voice on the computer, I hung up the phone.
Oh, okay. So no worries. All right. So no worries. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. I'm going to pull up one of your listings so that I can show you how it's all going to work as well.
Okay.
So I'm going to pull up the 54 Glen Echo Shore Road listing that you have that I see here.
Okay.
All right, let me know when you see your listing right in front of you.
Okay, I see it now.
Okay, so now anyone comes on to your listing and they click this contact an agent or take a tour,
Yep.
It's not going to just simply go to you. When for instance, I'm mimicking your profile right now. If I were to click contact an agent, it's going to have me put in my name, whether, I just fill it out in general, my phone number, my email, and then the home I'm interested in. If I click take a tour, I could also set up a time and date I want to view this home. But once I click contact an agent, it doesn't just simply go to an agent. It doesn't go to you as the listing agent. What this is going to do is it's going to go to Zillow and to our connections team.
Okay.
What we're going to do is we're going to validate that consumer. We want to make sure it is an active consumer, that they want to look or take a tour of this property, and that we can get them in connection with, a good agent, someone that we can partner them with in the area, plain and simple. They give us any other details about their home inquiry, other areas that they're looking, other homes, or maybe that they're pre-qualified. We're going to put that all into a profile, and then we're gonna reach out to you. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to call you, make sure that you're available. Let's say you're not available. Let's say you're at a showing, you're on the phone with someone else. That's fine. Getting your fair share, you only have to answer 50% of the time. So if you answer your phone 50% of the time, you're going to get your fair share of whatever you want, whether it's consumers in this area, whether it's in Framingham, wherever you prefer to be, wherever you want to be exposed. We're going to go ahead. You have to only answer 50% of the time. Plain and simple.
What does my fair share mean exactly?
So if let's say you want to get 5 validated phone calls on a monthly basis, 10, 15, 20, to get that amount month over month, you need to answer your phone 50% of the time.
Okay.
So, and of course, the more opportunities, there's more connections or leads in that area or in multiple areas, it's going to cost more because it's going to help you close more deals.
Mm-hmm.
In addition to these phone calls, you could also get some additional nurture leads. So maybe it's someone that prefers to be emailed. It's a brand new consumer. This is their first home purchase, first home that they're looking at. We'll get those emailed over to you as opposed to live by phone. We save that for a more validated active home shopper.
Okay.
And then based off of how often you want to show up, how many connections or leads you want, on every home listing, there's going to be a section. And as you see, I scroll down here right past where all the school districts are. So you'll see where the school districts are. And then you're going to see your personal guides. Now, to be a personal guide in this area, you have to be a premier agent. So currently, if someone goes to look for an agent in this area where your home is, this is who they're seeing. These are the 3 premier agents that are showing up. Now, based off of how many times you want to be, called, how many additional nurture leads you want, you're going to show up here more often. So this could be 25% of the time, 50%, 100%. So let's say I just looked at this for the first time. I push refresh. It's going to change who's there based off of their share of voice. So you can show up more often, least often, and then consumers have the ability to just directly reach out. So if I was like, okay, I want to reach out to Kim, roughly 20 to 25% of the time when people come to our website, not only will they look at a property, but they'll actually reach out to an agent because they want to learn more about them as opposed to just having us get them in contact with someone. So now you'll be shown as a featured agent as well in these areas. So then someone can click meet the agent, like Kim, for instance, here. It will go to her profile, and then I can call her or I can inquire directly to her and put contact us. And this is all additional. So you could be paying on a monthly basis for 10 total connections of leads. And in addition to those 10 on average per month, you're going to get people that directly reach out to you. Because not only will you be a listing agent in these areas, but you'll also be a premier agent, a featured agent showing up all in this zip code, whether it's to buyers or sellers. Does this make sense to you?
Yes, I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, and then once again, as often as you want to show up, every time I click refresh, it will keep changing. You see Jennifer McKinstry, she just keeps showing up. It's because she has enough of the share or however many opportunities are in here to show up so often.
Mm-hmm.
So you have that ability too as well, whether it's one zip code, one area, or multiple areas, whatever you prefer.
Okay.
So we'll go back to your listing as well. Now, every time we do connect you with someone, whether it's in this area or a different area, you're going to have with these consumers what we call my agent relationship. So that whether you talk to them on the phone or you email them, they're only going to see you every time they come back to this profile. So they're not going to be seeing people like Kim or anyone else. They'll see your name, your profile, and your information on every home listing, whether it's in the areas that you advertise or any other additional areas. We want to make sure that you are seen everywhere that they look, and that can be up to an entire year. So for a whole year, whether I look at 20, 50, or 100 homes, I'm going to see your profile on Zillow or on Trulia.
Okay.
Since we own both websites, you would get exposure on both websites as well.
Okay.
So that's how the connections, that's how the leads would work. You'll have this My Agent relationship. If you have any current buyers, any consumers that you have specifically or any referrals you get, and you want to add them to this My Agent relationship so that they'll always see you on our website, you can do that as well. It's all part of the platform. It's not something extra you pay for. We also do an email drip campaign. So any current properties, including your own that are on here, we will send these consumers, as well as any new inventory that comes on the market or any inventory similar to what they're viewing. We'll do all that on the side for you as a part of our marketing campaign, nothing that you have to manage. And if they email back because they like one of the homes, whether it's your own or something else out there, you'll get that email directly sent to you. And then we can do this for any of what we send you or any of the buyers you currently have as well. This My Agent relationship, how this would work, whether it's your consumers or what we send you, does that make sense?
Yes.
Awesome. So in addition to all of these connections and leads and making sure that have that loyalty with this My Agent relationship, we do provide some other tools for you. We want to make sure that as much as you're investing in us, we invest right back into you. So when you get started, we provide you with a business consultant. I kind of like to think of them, if someone goes to the gym for the first time, has no clue what they're doing, they might hire a personal trainer. Same thing, someone to get them started, show them how everything works. Now, as you and your wife, you know the area, you guys know the ground, active listings, the inventory, the clientele. Our business consultants know everything when it comes to online buyers and sellers, when they're coming to Zillow, hot markets, where to put your exposure, where to move your exposure, so on and so forth. So you would be partnered up with someone from Zillow to work with you, whether it's just you and your wife, your team, whatever you prefer. And they would work with you on a month-by-month basis, helping you to grow your business, increase your sales with Zillow as an additional part of your marketing and advertising, and help you to grow in any form that you want to close more deals, especially with what we're sending you.
Okay.
We do provide you with the Zillow Premier Agent app to manage everything we send you. If you do have a CRM tool as well, you can most likely connect that to ours so you have both in the same place. So you're managing all your business in the palm of your hand, no matter where you go.
Okay.
We also have partner support for you. So when you become a Premier Agent, if you need to talk to someone live by phone 7 days a week, we always have someone available to you as well. Anything from your listings, your profile, or anything else you can possibly think of. We make sure to take care of you and make sure your questions are answered right away.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of looking at your areas for, what pricing's looking like, any questions about the platform?
Yeah, when I was with Keller Williams years ago and now with Century 21, we were told that we would be listed as the agent on Zillow because we had there was some negotiation between your company and those companies. What were they talking about? And is that still prevalent, or is that gone by the wayside?
So you'll see you're listed by right here on your listing. Now, in the past, we used to have exclusive listings where there was a platform many years ago. I want to say it might have been up until like 2015, 2016 that we had it, whereas you could have exclusive listings and you could pay so that when your listings were on there, you got all of the leads that came for those listings.
Okay.
That platform hasn't existed for many years.
Okay.
But in the past, we did have exclusive listings available.
And did Keller Williams, was that one of the companies that had that ability without any cost to their agents? It's just the company had negotiated that?
As a company, I'm not sure specifically. I know that you could as an individual agent, or if you did it as a team, so on and so forth, you could. Unfortunately, I wasn't around working with Zillow at the time that we had exclusivity with listings. I could definitely look into that to let you know if that was something that we did have, but
I don't care.
I know that it just was a feature that you could pay for. I don't know if it was something that we just had without paying with like Keller Williams or Century 21.
So what about now? Are there any companies that have certain privileges more than others?
I know that everyone's platform is different than the next. But in terms of Zillow, we don't have anything exclusive with one company as opposed to another, anything like that. Like if you're part of Century 21, we offer this, or if you're part of Keller Williams, this, or Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, you get this.
Okay.
We don't have anything, this or that. But when you do sign up with us, we do have different perks and such, and based off of pricing and what we look at, I can definitely talk about what those additional benefits would be for you as well and for your team.
Okay.
Any other questions I can help answer you about our platform?
No.
Okay. All right, I'm just going to briefly stop sharing my screen just so that I can pull up your area in terms of pricing and what that looks like. And then your office is based out of Westboro, correct?
Correct, yes.
Okay. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over and share my screen so that you can see kind of how the map works. So let me know when you see the map on your screen.
I see it, yes.
Okay, so coming into this, I can see how many total opportunities come in, connections and leads on a monthly basis, as well as who's advertising. Now, directly where you are in the 01581, I'm not seeing too much availability in terms of getting into this market directly. This is going to tell me, if you can see on your screen directly, who advertises the most. So Joe's going to be the #1 premier agent right directly where you are, followed by Rob, Jennifer, and Thomas.
Okay.
So in terms of that, the total amount of buyers that we have coming on a monthly basis into your specific zip code is roughly 30. And they've bought up most of that. I mean, there's only a small amount left, which is $264, but it's not enough to warrant us to look further at what that would make sense for you, because I want to look at something that's going to produce enough connections and leads for you specifically.
So what basically these agents are paying, there's so many agents buying up leads in this area that it's not really cost effective to be able to compete with them.
So it's not cost effective to go in because of this 30 total connections and leads that comes on a monthly basis. Yeah. Almost all of the exposure to get those exclusive leads is bought up.
Right.
Because everything with Zillow is exclusive. So like when we're sending these connections and leads to, let's say you or the next agent that advertises, we're not sending it to anyone else. We're sending it one by one so that at the end of the month, everyone's getting their fair share that they paid for, whether you want 5, 6, 10, so that once that advertising is up, everyone at the end of the month, as long as they're answering 50% of the time, is getting their fair share month over month.
So fair share is based on what again?
It's based off of how many of those connections and leads you want to get.
So the more you pay, the more you get for fair share?
Correct. Yeah. So that fair share. So it's, how often you want to show up, how many connections and leads you want. So of course, the more you pay on a monthly basis, the more connections and leads you're going to get, and also the more you're going to show up. So let's see, looking at another area. Is there another area nearby that you want me to take a look and see what is specifically available?
What about, let's try Shrewsbury. I'm sure that's bought up. That's a very popular town with about 50,000 real estate agents in that town alone. It's ridiculous.
So we have roughly, it looks like about 76 total buyers on a monthly basis. There is still some available in here. Tom DiCarlo has most of the share in this zip code, followed by Karen Landry and Thomas Beach. So of the total buyers that are coming in, there's actually still 18% of the advertising left. So when I move my cursor here to show you what that full 18% looks like, you'll see the connections and leads go up, as well as the price per month. So if you or anyone comes in here and buys out what remains to sell this zip code, that's 46% share of voice. So you'd show up almost half the time someone looks. So every other click that someone looks in this zip code, you'd show up. And that's going to warrant anywhere from about 11 to 12 total connections and leads at $2,220.
And so are you saying that I could spend $2,200 a month and get that now, or no? But you're just showing me how it works.
Yes. So this is live inventory. So this is currently what is available. So whether you and I are looking at this, another one of my sales executives and another agent are looking at this, this is currently what's available. Once this $2,220 is bought out, this zip code, this exposure is sold out. No other agents can come in. And then these numbers are all locked in.
I don't understand the math. I'm confused. Like what? So a second ago, we were looking at 18%. And then you went up to 46%. Like how does that? I don't understand.
So I'll explain it to you. So the 18% is out of the total connections and leads coming in. And so that turns into a certain amount of exposure as a premier agent on here in terms of how often you show up.
So
18% is just based off of how many connections and leads.
So 46% exposure could equal to 18% connections. Is that just
18% of the connections? Correct.
Based on an average?
Yeah, it's based off of the average that we've been seeing of how many active buyers are reaching out on a monthly basis. And like I said, there's about 76 total on a monthly basis for this zip code. So you'd be getting 46% share of voice. How often you'd show up as one of those 3 premier agents at the top as a featured agent. You'd be just barely behind Karen Landry, who's in the second most highest premier agent in here, and Tom DiCarlo. And you'd be getting, roughly 6 of those validated phone calls, 5 additional nurture leads, anywhere from 11 to 12 on a monthly basis. And it could be more, it just depends. If you have a very strong month, a lot of activity, sometimes our agents get over delivered as well. It's not to say that we cap you at these numbers as well. Yeah. It's just an estimated average.
Gotcha.
Any other markets outside of Shrewsbury, you want me to take a look at the numbers? Like I said, this is market-based, so everything does change based off of the market.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that I was wondering about was, the fact that I swoop in and it looks like I'm bouncing Tom Beach down the list, and then someone else could do that to me, assumably.
Well, if you lock out a zip code, someone can't do that. Once the zip code is sold out, your positions are locked in.
All right, so that zip code 01545 is not sold out.
Correct. Right now, there is 18% of this available. So right now, there's 3 spots when people show up in terms of just like exposure on here. So that's why Tom DeCarlo is at 87%. We do it based off of there's 3 spots as personal guides, 100%, 100%, 100%. And so right now, it breaks it down based off of who's actually advertising. Now, if you come in here, you're taking up some of that remaining advertising that's in here. You would lock out this zip code. And there's only 2 ways that a zip code can ever open back up. If someone cancels out their exposure or moves it, or if month over month over month, we've been so over delivering in the zip code that we decide to open up some additional advertising. Mm-hmm. So then for you, if like Shrewsbury was like your zip code, when that additional advertising for more connections and leads and more exposure opens up, if you wanted to take over the number 2 spot or take over the number 1 spot, you would have the ability to then take that additional advertising that opens up down the road if someone cancels out, or if we open up more because you and all the other agents that advertise here have been over delivering for so long.
Okay.
But once the zip code's sold out, these numbers are locked in as well as positions.
Okay. So I'm looking at like Tom DeCarlo, he only sold 2 houses in Shrewsbury in the last 12 months. His team, I should say.
The other thing is this is just where the houses they initially inquire about. So like the My Agent relationship. If someone looks, let's say in Shrewsbury.
Yes.
And then let's say they come over and they look over in Hopkinton, just as an example. Mm-hmm. You're not going to know that he got that lead from Shrewsbury because they bought a home in Hopkinton.
Yes.
So these are just where they initially inquire for that very first home, which roughly 3% of people actually buy the first home they look at. So gotcha. It's not to say that he didn't get a lot of his sales from his connections and leads in Shrewsbury. I mean, he advertises all over the place with us.
Yeah, more than just Shrewsbury, I'm sure.
Yeah, he has multiple different zip codes. I mean, a lot of our agents, dependent, unless, you are so focused on one area that's all that you want to be, they'll take a budget and they'll, maximize their potential over a few different areas. That way you're going to diversify your spend, have buyers from different areas, look in different areas, and more opportunities, especially with listings coming on and off the market, especially now that we're going into spring and summer.
Gotcha.
That's another thing. You never have to stay in the zip code. You can always move zip codes or split up zip codes whenever you want as well.
Gotcha. Hold on 1 second. Someone's at my door.
Yeah, no worries.
UPS. False alarm. Okay. Let's see. Karen Landry, who's probably spending $2,000 a month, doesn't have a single sale in Shrewsbury in the last 12 months. And she's not showing. What am I missing? Hold on. I did all of Massachusetts for Karen Landry. Sold, and I've got nothing. So what is going on with her? MLS ID K001737. Command copy. And include list or sale agent. All of Massachusetts. All properties sold in the last 12 months. What is going on? How is that even possible? I must be doing something wrong. Select all sold properties, all of Massachusetts, and what is happening? I mean, I went back 3 years and she has one sale in December of 2018. What is going on with her?
I have on her Premier Agent account 42 sales in the last 12 months.
42 sales in the last 12 months.
Mm-hmm. Huh. She had a couple in Shrewsbury just this past December, and that's not to mention any that she had at the beginning of this year. But
I know what I'm doing wrong. See, when in the multiple listing service, they have team IDs that are different than agent IDs.
Gotcha. Hold on one moment.
Yeah. Those things, yeah. Okay. Kyle, how are you?
Yep.
How are you handling the objection when you're talking to agents? I mean, you're not the first person to call. You're the second person people talk to, right? But how are the people on the front lines handling the group of agents that I'm familiar with anyway that are looking at Zillow as the enemy, the conglomerate? Well, you're laughing, but it's
no. Listen,
I
can put. So, in which part are you speaking on, so I can address it?
So you've got Zillow bought Trulia.
Yep.
They bought Showing Time, which is the
Correct.
lead scheduling service. They bought .loop.
Yep.
And who else are they going to buy? I don't know. And then they just became have a system now where they are offering agent services as well for real estate agents to show properties. So how do you handle the objection of, you're funding the competition by paying $2,000 a month to Zillow? You're funding your demise as an agent.
Let's see. First and foremost, .loop doesn't really do anything against agents. .loop just, you go on, you're signing your agreements. I mean, from that standpoint, that's not going against anything when it comes to agents as a whole, as well as showing time.
It is.
Anything for showing time, it's going to help you
Yes.
because when we're sending you on the Premier Agent platform, which is our number one when it comes to anything, hands down.
Yes.
When we have showing time, it's going to help you set more sticky appointments with these buyers we send you, because now they're looking at your schedules in real time, being able to schedule things.
I know. I've been using Showing Time. I've been in business 30 years. I've been using Showing Time since it came into existence. I know what Showing Time is.
So
I know how to use it. I know.
Yeah, so it's going to help you.
But listen,
as an agent.
What agents are saying, if they're not telling you to your face, what they're saying behind your back is, when I say you, I mean Zillow.
Oh yeah, no, I know.
Is dot loop is ridiculous amount of awesome information. I mean, where people buy information. Information is incredibly valuable. It's a huge, amazing tool to have that information. So now you as an agent, there are broker owners that I know. I don't know what the amount is or the number of them, but the word on the street is brokerages are leaving dot loop simply because Zillow owns them. And they don't want to give Zillow any more of their contracts, their information, their data. Having access to dot loop, you get to know what the properties are under agreement for before they even sell. The amount of data that can be culled from dot loop is awesome.
Yeah.
So, and then you have consumers who are quote unquote the agent's clients, supposedly, right? Well, at least they've been taught that your goal is to build a sphere of influence, get your friends and family to hire you, to trust you before they get to the internet and get swallowed up and get referred to another agent.
Yep.
So you work hard to get them first, and you spend money sending them postcards, email, newsletters, and keeping in touch with them. They finally call you one day, 5 years later, to buy a house.
Yep.
You put them in dot loop. In dot loop, you have their phone numbers, their email addresses, their spouse's phone number, spouse's email address, their signatures, when they bought a property, how often they, all that, what can be extrapolated from that data it's a freaking gold mine. So it was genius for Zillow to buy dot loop. From Zillow's perspective, but from an agent's perspective, agents are rolling their eyes like going, "Oh my God!" Keep in mind, we're an industry that we've been threatened since they got rid of travel agents. Went by the wayside.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, next is real estate agents. You're next, guys. You're on the chopping block. Technology's coming in. Big companies like Zillow are coming in. They're eating your lunch already. I was around when before Zillow came in and Realtor.com was on the scene, and Realtor.com said, "We're going to give you free advertising. Just sign over all your listings to us. Let us market them on our website, and we're going to advertise your listings for free on the internet." So the dodo birds real estate agents that we are said, okay, gave them carte blanche. Here, let me give you something for free that I have to pay for. And then in addition to Realtor.com came Zillow, did it better than Realtor.com, and so on and so forth. Spent millions and said, these agents are morons in these industries. Like, we're just going to just take their lunch, eat it, and then sell it back to them when we're done chewing it up. And, extrapolate fees from it. And then there are, at least literally a dozen other companies out there right now that are capturing leads in addition to Zillow.
Oh yeah, there's a ton of different companies out there.
You got HomeLight, Dave Ramsey's cranking it up now too. My Agent Finder, Agentology, UpNest, Agent Pronto, Fast Expert, OpCity.
OpCity is part of Realtor.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. Agent by Zip, agent.sold.com, Regentology, ZBuyer, First to Contact, HomeSnap, and those are they're all capturing leads and giving them back to agents for what used to be a 20%, then 25%, then 30%, and now 35% referral fee. And now OpCity just went up to 35% referral fee and 3% back to the buyer. So now we're up to 38%.
Correct.
So,
Zillow is 0.
Well, listen, if I could pay Dave Ramsey $2,000 a month, that would be awesome, because I do get a lot of business from him. I would rather give him $2,000 a month than, it's not free. right? Obviously.
Yeah,
And
of course.
nor would anyone expect it to be. I'm not expecting
Neither are
it.
postcards, mailers,
Of
anything in
course.
between. It's all paid advertising. You
Yes.
do that, you do Google clicks, you pay a la carte Facebook marketing.
Yes.
But at the end of the day,
Yes.
it's just a different form, right?
Yes.
It's the growing trends. But at the end of the day, Premier Agents are our number one platform. So we need agents first and foremost. So, these leads, these connections, as we call them, are going to paid agents. They're not going to agents that we have. Right. They're not going to people that work for us. These are going to our partners that work for their individual brokerages.
Yes.
We have not become this brokerage where we're hiring agents. A lot of people have thought this. We do have what is known as Zillow offers, which has to do with iBuying. That's been around for a couple of years now in a few markets. It's nowhere in New England, in this area at all. Closest markets might be down in Atlanta, Georgia, Phoenix, Arizona. And that's been a big ongoing trend as well. But that has to do with iBuying, which we're far behind in the iBuying game.
Yeah.
So we don't have anything like that.
What did I hear in regard to, and it was another agent who told me this, is that Zillow has an option now where you can have a licensed person help you buy a house, but it's they're not calling them agents. They're calling, I forget what they're called. What are they talking about?
So that's the iBuying. So in those few markets that we have, you have the offer, kind of like, have you been seeing those commercials with like Carvana or Kelley Blue Book, where you can go online and they'll give you a quote for your car right then and there, and you just sell it online?
Yes.
So in these small markets we have Zillow offers. It's iBuying. You can go on and you can get a real-time offer in those markets, or if you have an agent, you can kind of sell your home to Zillow. But we don't go out and get houses or ask people to sell their home to us or hire agents to go out and get homes. People have the option, in addition to your day-to-day thing, in these markets that we have, like Atlanta and Phoenix, to go online, look at Zillow and get a quote to sell their home, or have their agent go to Zillow and get their traditional, buyer, seller, commission to sell their home to us.
Gotcha.
But that's been around. We've had it for, like 2 years now, only in a few markets, and it's people reaching out to us, not the other way around.
Yes.
But that's, the big misconception, but it's nowhere near this region at all. You'd have to go down to like Florida or out west to like California to even see anything like that.
Gotcha.
We're not like a lot of people like kind of try to compare us to Redfin, where you can be a Redfin agent, get leads from Redfin. They're a brokerage. Yes. We're not.
And that's exactly what I heard. And the agent who told me that even used the word Redfin. They said just like Redfin, they're doing. Oh, by the way, did you hear what they're doing now? Type of thing. And
which are you talking about, Zillow or who?
Zillow, yes.
Are you talking about also going with the iBuying process in those markets? You can sell based off of the Zestimate.
Yes.
It's the same thing with iBuying, but it's only in those markets.
Gotcha.
And you have to reach out, or if you have an agent and you don't want to do it yourself, your agent would reach out for you.
Yes.
So if, let's say we actually had it in your market and you had a consumer who wants to sell their house, you could reach out to Zillow as an agent or even as a Premier agent, say, hey, I have someone who wants to sell their house to Zillow. So rather than you sell it to another person, you can just skip that, sell the house to Zillow, and then you'll get your standard commission in your area.
Gotcha.
But now, instead of just having someone come out and estimate their house in those markets, and not even all those markets that we have, you can do it based off of the Zestimate as well.
Gotcha. Okay. Understood.
But at the end of the day, none of these connections, these leads, these active buyers who are actively going on their phone or going on to Zillow or Trulia are going out to anyone that works for us. They're going to, agents such as yourself, people that have listings or people that are buyers agents, and having you help them get into the homes that are actively available on Zillow.
Gotcha.
And because of Zillow offers, we're now directly tied to the MLS, and we pull the IDX feeds in. So now when homes come on and off the market, they do so in real time as well now.
Gotcha.
So now it's an even smoother process for you. So you don't have to deal with the lag between Zillow and the MLS.
Yes. I got a not too much of a side question, but in the past, I listed a property and I tried to put in a virtual tour that I paid for, like a 3D Matterport virtual tour. Tried to get it uploaded to Zillow and it wouldn't take it. But then it gave me the option to go to the physical property myself, hold my phone up, and do my own virtual tour with the Zillow app.
Yeah,
and
that's free.
Right, that's free.
Yep.
But that property that I just listed, my virtual tour is in there now.
Oh, so like the one that you did with Matterport?
Yes.
Okay. It could be now because of the direct feeds, or you've always been able to upload your own personal one, but we always give the option as well, and that's whether you're a Premier Agent or not to add those.
I wonder why I listed
it just popped up now.
I've not tracked it at all. Zero.
Okay.
So I've got two really savvy, really intelligent home sellers that I've worked with. One of them said, it was in Shrewsbury, and said to me, "Hey, my 3D tour is not on Zillow." I'll tell you what property it was. And then I have this one here that you and I were looking at.
Yeah.
They're real savvy, intelligent, tech-savvy people, and said, "Hey, you, they want to make sure that it's on there." So I said, "All right, I have to go to the house and do this by hand now." The address is, you want an MLS number or an address?
You can give me the address. Hold on one. Okay, go ahead.
8 Grafton Street, Shrewsbury, Massachusetts. Shrewsbury. It's a condo. Sold for $189,900. And let's see. Tab.
Is there a unit number attached to that?
Yes, 16.
Okay.
It's unit 16, actually. I should have told you that. Oh, so I don't see that I added a virtual tour in the multiple listing service either on that condo. I'm comparing the two listings right now.
Okay.
There's a 3D tour actually on that condo. Yeah, there's a 3D tour on 8 Grafton Street in MLS, and then there's no 3D tour. What the hell is happening? 7 Independence Drive. Huh, this is weird. Okay, so I've got a virtual tour and a 3D tour. I've got a virtual tour and a 3D tour. Virtual tour and a 3D tour. So if I go to Zillow,
it's telling me sold here, but let me see.
I go to 7 Independence Drive in Southborough. Where's the link to virtual tours? I can't find the link for virtual tour in Zillow now.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it on this one since it was sold.
Can we look on? I just saw it today, but 7 Independence Drive is another one of my listings. Let's see, Zillow.com, and then 54 Glen Echo.
Okay, I see this one.
Actually, just looking.
Now, for this one, are you trying to add one, or you said there should be a 3D home tour on this one?
Which one are you in?
I'm in the 7 Independence Drive, Southborough.
Oh, that's not my listing in Southborough. 7. Oh, you mean Independence Drive? Yes.
7 Independence Drive.
Yes. Okay. Where is the link exactly on Zillow for the virtual tour, like the Matterport tour?
That specifically, I'm not sure. I know when it's a 3D home tour, if you look at photos, yes, it's like it's as a photo as an additional one. Because I think if I click on take a tour of this home, yeah, it doesn't go there. Now you said that it should be. It should be directly on here.
I literally saw it. The homeowner show. I went to their house expecting to have to take the free tour with the phone.
Yeah. And you said it was right, and then all of a sudden it was there.
It's there, and I'm like, oh, cool. And then I acted like I wasn't surprised, you know. And
because normally it's as typically you'll see photos of the home like normal, and then one of the photos is actually the 3D home tour or whatever has been uploaded. But I'm not seeing one on here. I just see all the individual photos, and then at the very end, I see like the schematics of the home and the breakdown of size. But like at the very end, you would see where it says interested in touring this home. And typically that's where you'll have the video. It's like one of the very last photos.
Take a tour.
But it just says take a tour. It doesn't typically where it says take a tour, that would be like 3D home tour or whatever you have uploaded. So I'm not sure where they're saying that specifically is.
Is it on the mobile app? Not.
Let me take a look and see.
I mean, mostly because do I have to go back to this house again and take a freaking video? "54 Glen Echo." Okay, get qualified, see in person. See more facts and features.
Let me see. I see under facts and features, and then I see the Matterport one there.
You got it. You really have to dig, don't you?
Apparently.
Holy crap. Yeah, you have to go under see more facts and features and expand that. And
then you'll see virtual tour right there. Because typically, like when I see like a 3D home tour and like there'll be like a little thing that is next to it when you're looking at homes that it says there's a 3D home tour.
Yep.
You literally just go to where the photos are, and there's just a square that it says 3D home tour.
Yep, there it is. There's the Matterport. Okay, and so that's why.
Yep, it's there.
Yes. So for the Shrewsbury one that sold, that was 8 Grafton Street. Unit 16, Shrewsbury, Mass. See more facts and features. Yep. Yeah, it's not there. It may not be there because it's sold. I mean, huh.
It could be that, because that's how I didn't see it.
And where do you see the one that I made, the free one, the virtual tour?
Which listing? If you have a 3D home tour on one, it would be as a photo. So if you look at all the photos of a house,
yes.
Typically it's one of the last ones. It'll be the 3D home tour. And then also, typically it says on the photo of the house that there is a 3D home tour.
Yep. That's not on here either.
Well, if you uploaded one, I can reach out to my support team to see where it might have gone after.
I was just curious, and I was just wondering. Doesn't matter now. It's in the past. I've got one that says
yeah. But if there is a 3D home tour, it's one of the photos, and it'll say 3D home tour, and you just click on it.
Gotcha. And again, if you're saving space and it's not for sale, why do you want to keep it if you want to save storage space on your servers?
Yeah.
They might have it so that it just deletes
once it's sold.
Yeah. Yep. Sold on 2/17. Okay, good. Yeah, the huge disparity in that new listing I took that's in the Zestimate. I know Zestimates are straight on accurate, but I mean, there's a huge difference.
I mean, they're getting closer and closer. They're within like a couple percentage points of what it is. I actually had someone that told us their Zestimate was slightly over, but like it's also because what they posted it for less than what it was, because it was like new construction, and old construction versus new construction was going for 2 different prices. So they tried to be more conservative than what it was worth.
Hold on one second. Yes, bud. I need a couple more minutes, all right?
What time?
I need 5 minutes. All right. Number one son. Got to have his needs met. Food.
I got you. I actually have my first on the way.
Oh,
she's
on the way.
She's due any day now. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So.
That's great. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Life is going to change so much for you. All for the better, by the way. Yeah.
Of course it is.
It's
absolutely.
It's interesting. I don't need to tell you this. Just from being an old man now, my kids are now. My oldest kids are 30, and I have a 14-year-old too, who's lingering. So we've got, but I also have grandchildren. So I have
awesome
3 grandchildren and 1 on the way.
Oh, that's amazing!
Literally any minute of any day on the way. She's already started having pains and things. So
yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting because there's a certain part of your life that gets completely sucked away from you, but it's replaced with other joyful things, so you lose kind of the freedom and the independence and the, hey, let's go away for a weekend, or let's just go to the beach. And now it's a whole different experience, of how things are planned. It's like people who have pets that say, I can't go away for 2 weeks. Who's going to watch my dog? Well, a kid, is
way more responsibility.
Of course,
absolutely.
Yeah, and so it changes your life and your plans dramatically. But on the other hand, it's kind of cool when you see them walking and talking and making googly noises, and then when they get a little older, they're holding your hand, walking into a store, and they're looking at you like you are Superman.
Yeah,
and you're like the greatest thing in the world. Then they become teenagers and they hate you no matter what you say or do. And then they think they know it all, and then they disappear and they retreat, but then they come back when they're older and, ask you life questions. And now you're a valuable resource. When they actually grow up and they're adults and they're living on their own, now you know more than they do. And there's no ego attached to either party, So it's kind of interesting.
I definitely can see that. Definitely with owning a home and things like that, and having to ask my parents or my wife's parents certain things. And all right, what do you do when this happens? Or who should you call for this?
Yeah,
definitely.
I remember I had my first apartment, and I was having a girl over, and I was going to cook some food. And I was calling my mother on the phone. I'm like, "How do you cook a potato? Like, what do you do? Do I boil it? Like, what do I do with this thing?"
Yep.
I mean, I could make the basics, like a bowl of cereal, a Hot Pocket,
exactly.
ramen noodles. What else could I could put?
Don't get too fancy with a grilled cheese or anything. But
no, I would never do that. That would be over the top. But I could make a hot dog. Yeah, I could make a hot dog.
Anything that can be done in a microwave.
Exactly.
Chef extraordinaire.
Macaroni and cheese, oatmeal in the packets, add hot water. That was. But a potato, now you got me.
Yeah.
Steak, what? I don't even know. I didn't even know what a broiler was. So anyway, fun stuff.
Absolutely.
Well, that's pretty cool. So, so a couple of things just to kind of wrap up. So I am interested. So here's my challenge right now. So I have leads that are coming in right now. I have Boomtown that I just invested in about 3 or 4 months ago, and my small team is getting 20 leads a month. My wife and I are really conscientious people. And because we're conscientious people and we care about people and we put our clients before the commission, we're very fortunate and blessed to have a good business that you see. Like, we did 58 transactions last year. Before, we did 64 transactions. And, that's probably not ever going to change. But right now, Kyle, I really want to stop working so hard. I'm 54 years old. I'm tired. I'm very knowledgeable. I'm pretty, because I learn every day. I'm knowledgeable, and I have a reputation in my office. I'm also the broker owner of a 30-plus person office, so I've got that handling with, and they all think I'm smart. Like, that's. And I will tell you, I'm definitely not a smart person, but I'm the only smart thing I do is I'm constantly staying in training all the time. I'm always learning. I'm going to webinars, and I just share the information. So if they think that's smart, then that's fine. Let them think that. That's fine. But
give some credit where credit's due.
Yeah, but I just want to. So the goal right now, moving forward, is to bring in a really solid, full-time, motivated buyer agent onto my team. We desperately need that gap. I was successful in recruiting a listing agent on my team.
Okay.
and she's a firecracker. She's fantastic. She's the one who actually got that $1 million listing in Southborough.
Nice.
And so she's got 2 more listings coming up this week that she got on her own. So she's a real valuable resource for the team. And, so now I'm out proactively looking for a buyer agent to handle the leads. So what had happened was I've got 2 part-time buyer agents on the team. One of them's a fireman. The other one just took a full-time job. And they still kind of want to work on the team, but you and I know that if you're not answering the call or calling them within 5 minutes, you really are kind of screwed. I've tried to fight it and resist it, but the fact still remains that, you don't have to be the best. You have to be the first. And sometimes, it's the first that gets it, because we've called. They don't know anything about our background, Kyle. They don't know who we are. They don't know what we represent. They don't know our ethics, our morals, our hard work ethics, nothing. And we call them and say, hey, we'd like to set up a time to go on a Zoom presentation with you and talk about the benefits of working with us and our team. They say yes. And then when the next agent calls, they say, we're all set. That could have been a better agent, but they didn't give that agent the time, and the consumers don't know what they don't know. So when we're not the first ones to call them and they say, I'm already working with an agent, now we have to overcome that objection, because, how do we explain to them that we're better than the current agent that they are and still be able to keep us on the phone for more than 5 minutes? That's a tough one. Or even to get them to
I deal with that every day of my life.
Yes, you do. I'm sure you do. Absolutely. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm not opposed to spending $2,000 a month if I can make $8,000 a month, and have a $6,000 return on my investment.
Yeah.
If I just had one sale a month, you can offset the expense. I know that there are large teams that are using Zillow and spending a lot more than that. Even that other guy, Tom, what's his name?
Tom DeCarlo.
Yeah, he closed 135 transactions, and he's got about 15 people on his team, and that's a lot of people to close 135 transactions. But regardless, whatever. That's a completely as an aside. So, you don't need that many people to close that many transactions unless each person's closing 2 or 3 deals a year. If I was his coach, I would tell him to narrow it down and get talented, full-time, motivated people on that team and cut everyone else loose and give more to the people that are working, because the part-time people are eating the lunch of the full-time people who are really motivated, and you'll have a hard time retaining that talent if you can't feed them enough. So that's kind of where I'm at.
I couldn't agree with you more. Our business consultants work with those teams all the time, and sometimes we'll deal with some people that have been in business for so long and they don't know what to do with their teams, and we'll have to coach them on that and do the same thing. And then they're like, well, I have all this administrative work. Well, if you pay someone just right out of college or someone who's in college a small, $15 an hour salary to do your administrative work, okay, how much more time do you have back in your day, right? Yes. And you start to do the small business decisions that make sense. And some people just, they're just not thinking straight.
No,
that's a lot of different team members for that many transactions.
And it's hard, and they have a hard time, digesting it all too. It's it's weird.
Yeah.
So all right, so that's where I'm at. I feel like at this very moment, at 4:17 Eastern time, where am I calling? What state are you in?
I live in New Jersey, but I work in New York City.
Oh, excellent. Yeah. So, that's where Realogy headquarters is in New Jersey.
Yep. Yeah. I used to be in the hospitality industry before this, and one of my hotels is right there next to Realogy.
Oh, cool. Yes. Yeah. That's pretty neat. Which hotel is it? Is it
it's the Archer Hotel. It's a newer hotel. It's only been, it's one of the Realogy headquarters that's right there in Florham Park, New Jersey.
Yeah, because I've stayed at a hotel near there, but it's a very old building. There's like this old. They have a bar that's an old train station type.
Oh, you stayed at the Madison Hotel.
Thank you. Yes, yes,
Yep.
yes.
Yeah, they have Rod Steakhouse there, and it's an old train, and you can go on and you can eat inside there. Yep, I've eaten in there many times.
Oh, you have? Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I went to Fairleigh Dickinson University, which is right there next to where that hotel is. So
that's
know the
awesome.
area very well.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, very cool.
Yes.
Yeah, that's neat. I haven't been there in about, probably been about 2.5 years since the last time I was down at their headquarters. But yeah. Yep, fun stuff. So as of today, it's premature for me to buy the leads right now and to get this up and running because I definitely need help. I need an agent to go in who's going to handle these, and I need to be able to trust they're going to do it effectively. Marlene and I are just getting, way too many leads. I've been with Dave Ramsey now for 8 years. I mean, I started like a long time ago with him, so I'm one of his most preferred endorsed local providers in this area, and it's keeping us. We can't survive alone on Dave Ramsey. So out of those 58 leads, 58 closed transactions, I think 12 to 15 of them were Dave Ramsey. So that's a pretty healthy lead source for us, obviously. But between those leads and the Boomtown leads are taking a back seat right now. So if I were to bring in more leads with another source and spend more money, it's about $2,000 worth of leads coming in from Boomtown on my team right now. I have one agent handling one part. I had the part-time people handling the other part, and the other part who was with the part-time people, I just let go of one of the part-time people completely, and I have a part-time person and the Boomtown leads are coming in, and I'm looking at my phone even while I'm sitting here talking to you. I'm like, I can't return that text or that call now or anytime today. I have 4 CMAs of people waiting for me to do market analysis for them. I'm in the middle of a commercial real estate course that I'm desperately trying to complete and take because I want to get out of residential and get into commercial so I can make more money per hour. I want to work on recruiting to build in talent for the team and in the office. And I can't, I'm already working 70 hours a week and all that stuff. So to bring on more Zillow leads right now is premature. I've got to find that person to be able to handle the business. So right now we have all that we can handle right now. So I would definitely like to do this. So it's a yes, and it's just not a yes right now. And we can talk more in the future about my biggest priority right now, whether you and I had this call or not, even before this call, is to get a kick-ass buyer agent team together right now. Yeah. And what's happening right now, Kyle, because we've got boots on the ground, and you're close to the boots on the ground, as close as anyone could be without actually being an agent. Yeah. I get that. Like you're in the trenches with us. You're talking to agents every day, I'm sure.
Yep.
I say this a little skeptically because I hate saying things out loud because I think, what you think about, you bring about. The reality of the market, the truth in the market right now, really, really sucks to be an agent right now in this market. People think the market's hot, it's exploding, everyone's going bananas. It's great if you have a listing, but if you're working with buyers and you're making a living work with buyers and you have to write up 11 or 12 offers before the buyers either have a nervous breakdown or you actually get one of them accepted, it is sheer, absolute insanity out there.
I know. I have a friend who's in real estate nearby, and she had 75 people outside in a line the other day on a weekday waiting for one home to go into.
Yes. So think about if you're an agent and, I don't know, 60% of your income is coming from buyers. I mean, there's got to be, I mean, I can't imagine that our industry is going to keep going down this road without a massive drop off of agents. Like the amount of agents has to go down because literally it went down before when the market got tough in the opposite direction. The NAR lost a third of their membership back when short sales were half the inventory. Right, I survived through that market as an agent. Did pretty well actually. I sold 74 homes, was the highest number of homes that I sold during that quote unquote recession. In 1 year, I sold that. And half of the inventory that I had was short sales, and they would take 6 months or more to close, and not all of them closed. But you know what? I'd get a short sale. It was money in the bank. You just keep lowering the price until we get an offer, submit the offer, and wait. And most of the time it would work, And so that was the process then. Now it's everyone's fighting for the inventory, right? So what do agents do when they fight for inventory? They reduce their commissions. They make crazy promises to home sellers. You've got one guy is in our market area is, I think he's been reported, but he's illegally giving money back to people if they list with him. I mean, it's like people are desperate times cause for desperate measures. People are losing their minds right now. I've got grown women strong women, like good agents, like people have a lot of respect, crying on the phone. I had 2 women last week crying, like just because they can't handle it. They're losing their minds right now. They're trying to help people and they can't. And you listen to the top economists, and no one knows what's going to happen when. Like there's no predictability or end in sight right now. And hey, I'm not saying the sky's falling, but it's pretty close. And then what happens is the word on the street, which you may or may not hear, Kyle, is, oh my God, Zillow just bought Dotloop. Oh crap, we better go over to DocuSign now, because they're going to steal all our information and steal our future clients. We know where that's going. And then we hear, Zillow just bought ShowingTime. Oh God, we better go find. I mean, I'm on the Facebook chat groups with agents, and they're all like, can anyone recommend another showing service other than ShowingTime? It's just a massive sheer intimidation that Zillow brings over, like this huge UFO that just comes into the sky and covers half the city so much. There's so much of a shadow, you can't even see the edges of the UFO. It blocks out the sun. That's how some agents and companies are perceiving Zillow right now.
Yeah.
Monopoly on the industry, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Who would think 10 years after being out there, this is what we'd come to?
Oh, there's plenty of people that predicted it. They predicted it would happen even sooner.
Yeah.
Agents being replaced in some form or another, and the resourceful people will survive. I think,
of course,
Marlene and I will survive. We will do what we have to do to make it happen, per se. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If half your income is going out to referral fees, well, sell twice as many houses. Well, you don't have enough time to sell twice as many houses. Well, build a team. You can't find good people for your team. Well, keep recruiting until you find good people for your team. I mean, for every problem, there's potential solutions.
Oh, 100%.
The only way to avoid them is just retire and go to Florida, which I hope to do.
I couldn't tell you how many people I have, especially like in the New York market, that will like call in and like, oh, I was in New York, I'm now in Florida. What can you help me with there? I'm like, especially with all of this, everyone's down in Florida. Yeah. It's just crazy.
I don't know why, but it is. The bugs are huge, and the humidity is like ridiculous in the summer. You can't go outside. But although someone did have a counter to that, they said, "Listen," I said, "I don't want to go to Florida because it's so humid in the summer." And they said this to me. And it was very smart, and I felt kind of silly after they said this to me. They said, "Listen, what do you do in New England when it's 27 degrees outside? Do you go outside?" I said, well, I go outside to go from my house to my car, and I said, and then I go into the office or in someone's house. I said, are all 4 of those places heated? I'm like, yeah. He goes, well, that's what we do in Florida. It's air conditioned. You think we're hanging around outside in Florida? You think we're golfing in August in Florida? No.
That's why anytime you want to go golf or go on vacation in those time frames, like, come on.
Yes.
And you get discounts because no one wants to deal with that heat.
Exactly. Yeah, no one's on the course in August in Florida.
Absolutely not.
Gators and cockroaches the size of baseballs down there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Too funny.
Oh, yeah.
All right, my friend. So let's you and I circle back in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
If you don't mind, and we can kind of pick up where we left off. I want to be strategic about the town that we choose and the availability and the zip code.
Yep.
I want to get the biggest bang for the buck with.
Of course. No, absolutely.
I want to be smart about it, and just.
Yeah, no, we can absolutely. We'll look all around your office area. We'll see which is going to give you the most connections, most leads for dollars and cents, and then also an area that makes sense for your business as well.
Yes.
We'll circle back. If for some reason I don't contact you in the next couple of weeks, it's probably for the same reason for your family, because there's a baby that has been born.
Nice.
So if that's the case, the worst case scenario, I'd be reaching out to you first week of May. So about a month from now.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. I probably need that much time because to get someone on board and trained and get them up and running and all that. So yeah.
Okay.
That's huge.
So I'll send you over an email with my contact details. Anything comes up prior to you have any questions on anything that top of mind you want to know, or you just want to see pricing wise what other markets dictate, just let me know. I'll gladly get back in touch. And we'll see where we go from here in a couple of weeks to a month from now.
Okay, great. Awesome. Sounds great.
All right. Well, I know number one son needs you right now, so I'll let you go.
Yeah. And congrats on your new arrival. Have fun.
Thank you so much. Congrats to your family as well. Appreciate it.
You got it.
The bags are really coming down the next time you see me, you know why.
Oh yeah. I know it. Well, sometimes you get lucky. Sometimes you get what they call good babies. All babies are good. What they refer to a good baby is one that actually sleeps the same time that you like to sleep. That would be ideal, but you don't always get that lucky.
Absolutely.